Hey guys, for today's video, my boat is dirty. We've been fishing the last couple days and it's really in need of a good detail. If you can see, we've got some pretty bad water spotting all over. The carpet's filled with different plants and debris from the trolling motor coming up. You can see over here, this is all crusty. So we're going to give this a full wash down and detail. I'm going to show you guys how to make yours looking brand new. So first we got to get everything out of the boat that doesn't need to be in here. We're pretty light on equipment right now. I'm going to start with our rods, transom saver, get our miscellaneous pack out, and we put the Garmin away. If you didn't catch the last video, we went over how to use the contour mapping, which worked out really well. I'll put a link to that video in the description. The last thing is just the extra seed. With the majority cleared, the process for today is a rinse to get loose debris off, wash with a wash and wax soap, then coming back with detailing products to hit the different surfaces on the boat. We have some trim detail that has UV protection for any of the plastics. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything out. We'll get started. So here's the main products I'm going to be using today. Not sponsored or affiliated. They're just what I found to work best on detailing my cars in the past, and some products I picked up at Bass Pro that I think worked pretty well. We're going to get the others wash and wax mixed up in a bucket. Alright, with the wash mixed up, we can go ahead and do our rinse. This is mainly just to get off any debris, so when we're doing our washing and waxing, we're not putting any scratches in the paint. This is just your basic detailing guidelines. For the top, I'm going to be careful not to get the carpet wet, so I'm going to spray away. Lastly, I'm going to give the motor a spray down. Doesn't have much debris on it, but loosening up some of these water stains will make them come off a little easier. With the starting rinse done, we're going to go ahead and grab our brush and do the wash and wax. Alright, with that side done, we're going to go ahead and give it a rinse. Alright, now for the other side. So last steps are going to be washing and rinsing the transom. With the exterior of the boat washed and rinsed, now we can go ahead and start the detailing process. This stuff gives you a really incredible shine. It lasts forever. Water just beads right off of it. It helps you with water spots. It's just a really great product. I also like it because you can apply it while the surface is wet. Then when you come back to dry, you're also detailing at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and give the boat a quick spray down with this, and then we'll get to drying. Another great thing about this product is it works for every kind of surface: painted, plastic, trim. Alright, with the boat sprayed down in detailer, we're going to go ahead and dry it up. So what I have is a large towel for getting the bulk of the water off the boat, and then I'm going to come back with the microfibers to polish it up. Even from just wiping it quickly with the towel, that detailer, man, makes a huge difference. Water spots are already gone, it's already shining. You might notice the weather's a little windy and cloudy today. It's actually some of the best times to do your detailing, as long as it doesn't rain. You could spend the time with an actual waxing paste and a buffer wheel and all that, but as new as this boat is, this was more than sufficient. So just a little tip when it comes to detailing, it's going to sound cliche, but the devil is in the details. You really want to make sure you're getting all the little parts. So if you can see right in the middle of the cleat, there's some water spotting and right around it. Getting in there with a cloth makes it look factory. And also the detailer works great on chrome. So when you're doing it, you can do your cleats as well. Instead of moving into the boat, since it looks like we might be getting some weather here, I'm going to move over to the motor. So in case we need to pull the boat into the garage to finish the detailing, we can do that. I'm not going to do the wash and wax on it. Car washes have degreasers in them to help with road grime, and I don't want to be taking away any grease to any parts of the motor. All right, so the majority of the motor has been wiped down now, along with the mount. So now we're going to hit it with the same ultimate detailer and finish it up. It's getting that mirror finish you're looking for. The cowl. That is a clean looking motor. Well, I guess I should have took my own advice. We got a downpour out of nowhere, but I was able to get the boat inside. Considering we just detailed it, shouldn't have much else to do except for dry it. All right, so back in business after yesterday's rainstorm. It's kind of cool though. Having your boat protected really makes it much easier to maintain and stay clean. And I haven't done anything. Let the water dry on its own overnight, and you can see still nice and clean, nice and shiny. But we're going to do the rest of it inside today for the interior detailing. These are the products we're going to be using. I have some Meguiar's interior cleaner that has some nice UV protection built into it. The leather conditioner for the seats, even though these are vinyl, that has a great moisturizing property, and again, the UV protection. And then the Bass Pro Shops Fast Shine. I find that works for just the miscellaneous pieces. It gives a little bit more of a gloss than the interior detailer. And we're going to use a shop vac to get all the random debris out. So I'm going to go ahead and hop in the boat and we'll get started. Now that the vacuuming is done, we can move on to the trim detailing. Right now I'm going to be working with the interior detailer. I plan on hitting the trolling motor, the front pad, the light, trolling motor power socket, and then we'll work back to the front seat. Trolling motor actually looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is just use the same cloth that's now wet from what we've done so far. I'm going to use that to wipe it down. When you're traveling or having it stored or trailering. It's just sitting in the sun baking all day. So any plastic that sits in the sun, you really do want protected from UV. So now we can see the front pad, the trolling motor, the power plug, the light plug, and the foot controller have all been detailed. For the seat, I'm using a leather conditioner, and you don't want to get any overspray because it can stick to other surfaces. The seat has been wiped down with the leather conditioner. So what's going to happen is as that dries, it's going to look less wet and more deep, and it's going to have a nice protection. Moving back into the boat, we're going to hit the plastic portions of the live well, the handle, the latch, the rod holder, and the front of the rod holder that's on the side. You can see everything has a nice deep tone to it, nice and clean. Okay, so since there's a lot of electronics around here and I don't want the spray to seep in places I don't want it, I'm going to be spraying onto the cloth, then wiping it down. Make sure not to turn your lights or bilge on and you come out with your battery dead. You know you wanted me to hit that. As far as the rear trim, the only thing I'm going to be touching is this handle and the back pole. Before we move on to the seat, these can get scuffed up and dry looking. Okay, with the seat bases and drain done, we can go ahead and move on to the final step, which is the seats. Okay, and finally is the windshield. This is the main thing I've liked this Fast Shine for. It's safe, it's gentle enough to not scratch the material. If you recall, when you first bought this boat, it said only wash with soap and water. This is pretty much the equivalent. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe this down. That's a clean windshield. Alright, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you had any questions or comments, feel free to drop me a line below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for new videos. Catch you later.